everybody, it's me Linh here, and today I'm going to talk about why it is so dangerous to get like a dog to bite you and why rabies are so dangerous. Ooh, oh my gosh, sorry. 1. What happened to Joseph Mister and why is his story important in the history of rabies treatment? Well, Joseph Mister was, I'm not so sure if I spelled the name right, but I think so, and that's the best I could do. Joseph Mister was bitten by a dog several times, and then he caught a virus named rabies, and his mother took him to receive some treatment in a nearby place in Paris, but then he just died because there were no treatments for that virus at the time. What is rabies and how is it usually transmitted from one animal to humans? Well, rabies is a disease which just recently got treatment, and it is usually transmitted from an animal to a human by a bite from that animal, and it is most popular to get rabies from dogs and also from bats. So in some cases only a scratch from the animals could get you rabies. Why does a bite from a rabid animal pose a much greater danger than an ordinary animal bite? Well, unlike an ordinary animal bite, when an animal that has rabies bite you, then not only will you get physical injury, but you will also get a kind of virus to enter your body, and that kind of virus is rabies. And it could actually just reach your brain through your whole body, and then there will be many symptoms, and it will be very dangerous. How does the rabies virus travel through the human body after entering through a bite wound? Well, after entering a body from a wound, then it would slowly spread through all of your bodies, and then entering the nerve systems in your brain, and then actually just preventing everything in your life and affecting everything. So unlike most kind of viruses which usually spread through your bloodstream, then rabies usually use the nerve system as its pathway to your brain to affect everything in your life. Why can a person appear healthy for weeks or even months after being affected with rabies? Well, the rabies, they would actually stay in your body for a while until they actually cause symptoms, and during this time you would feel completely normal or just a little bit weird, but it would not affect much until the rabies actually affect you after it has moved to your brain, and then you would be totally a breakdown. What happens when the virus finally reaches the brain and your central nervous system? Well, once the virus have reached your brain, then it would try to interrupt with your normal nervous system functions, and then it would cause you to feel unconscious, or you may experience confusion, anxiety, and many things like that. Why is rabies almost always fatal once symptoms begin to appear? Well, by the time the symptoms actually develop, it would have to be in weeks, and then it would already cause a lot of damage to your brain. So I don't think that it will be changeable after you have gotten infected for a really long time, and until the symptoms have appeared, I think it is not so effective to use treatments. So yeah, what lessons can we learn from the success of rabies prevention and vaccination programs? I think that the thing that we could learn is try to do everything in our we try to do everything that we could to prevent the rabies from like entering our bodies. And even if we have let them enter our body, then I think that by the success of the rabies prevention, then we would like understand the importance of like vaccines and like public education. And I think that we would have to have a lot of knowledge to actually like not get rabies, to even have to use the rabies treatments. After watching this talk, what do you think is the most effective way to reduce rabies related deaths worldwide? Well, I think that the best way to like prevent yourself from getting rabies would like get like a mix of like widespread animal vaccination, because after you get a vaccine, then you would be less like likely to actually get rabies. And even if they enter your body from like a bite from an animal or something, then I think that it will still be preventable before it's like too late. Well, thanks for listening, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!